Well, a 3-year-old child disfigured, a mother killed. 2 Houston families suffered unimaginable tragedies after gas leaks caused their homes to explode.
For the first time tonight, Local 2 Investigates has linked those 2 incidents to one man responsible for checking gas lines in neighborhoods all across Houston. Here's Local 2's Robert Arnold with the results of his investigation.
That's when I started to pray, ask God if he could heal my son.
New Year's Eve 2011, Giovanni Regalado got a phone call. His 3-year-old son, Isaiah, was burned in a fire at his mother's house.
He was burned everywhere. I mean, it did not look like my son.
Isaiah survived, but has endured 15 surgeries with more to come. He lost his fingers, toes, and is permanently scarred.
I mean, he's going to live all his life like this.
Court records show an underground line outside the home cracked. Leaking gas crept in and ignited.
This gas intruded into their home.
There's a fire in front of my house.
October 2009, a gas leak triggered an explosion at this Pasadena area home. 64-year-old Del Miles died from burns suffered in that fire. Her daughter Angela was permanently injured.
I can't write my name anymore.
2 explosions, 2 lawsuits. Houston Attorney Rob Ammons represents the Regalado family. Daniel Horowitz represents the Miles family. Both attorneys say their investigations led them to a conclusion they never anticipated. They claim the gas lines around the 2 homes were not properly checked for leaks.
It's a system that frankly does not appear to be very well policed.
Centerpoint is required to survey thousands of miles of pipelines running through Houston at least once every 5 years. Those inspections are critical to preventing explosions. Horowitz says Centerpoint's own logs show that just days before the 2009 blast in Pasadena, a Centerpoint employee, Javier Garza, wrote he checked that line for leaks. But when Horowitz says he asked to see the leak survey map Garza is required to turn in to prove he did his job, it was missing. Horowitz says he was then told someone at Centerpoint
had destroyed it and threw it in the trash.
And Garza's name would come up again, this time as part of the investigation into what caused the explosion that disfigured Isaiah. Ammons says Garza was the one responsible for checking that gas line too the year before the explosion.
And if the survey had been done properly, this explosion could have been avoided.
Unfortunately, the questions about Garza's work in 2009 didn't surface until just weeks before the explosion that injured Isaiah in 2011. Testimony shows Garza was fired after all this finally came to light. Centerpoint settled both lawsuits. But we wanted to hear from Javier Garza directly. You were aware of the 2 house explosions, correct? The 2 explosions at the houses?
Well, I don't want to talk to him. I'm sorry.
But he just shut the door. Can you explain about the leak surveys, anything like that?
When someone was on point with their job, taking responsibility in what they had to do, none of this would have happened.
Centerpoint officials declined to speak with us on camera, but sent a statement that all of Garza's work was rechecked to make sure there were no more problems, and adding the company has spent more than $1 billion this year alone on the maintenance, safety, and integrity of its gas lines. You can read that full statement online at click2houston.com. Reporting from Northeast Houston, Robert Arnold, KPRC Local 2.
Boy, this is a good reminder that if you smell gas inside your home, please walk outside and then dial 911 in Centerpoint. That number is 713-659-2111.